Now the first one is key cleaner. Key cleaner. Now this key cleaner bit is kind of a nasty one if you don't know what you're doing. See what happens? Let me get closer to this guy. Without, with. And then you think, hold on a moment, I thought we cleared our edges, and now key cleaner that is supposed to come and clean it has just ruined it. Well, because the default parameters, and that's something you find quite often in Adobe products, the default parameters are not necessarily good. So the first thing you want to do is bring this to 0 point something or 1. Okay, now what does key cleaner do? We need to understand. Key cleaner goes in the additional, okay, you are going to create an additional edge radius. So you're going to create, let's put here 20, just so you see what I'm talking about. 20, okay, 20. So you have created an edge radius, and you're asking key cleaner to go and look for details, hair details, whatever other details outside the mat. So it knows, it gets the mat from Keylight here. It knows, okay, I get it. I got your mat, but I guess you have some hairs that you want to get back, some detail. Let me do that for you. Okay, additional edge radius is your most critical parameter. It's the one that's going to scare you. It's the one that's going to help you. So by default, it's 10. It may work 10 actually, but you need to start very, very low with 1, probably with 3, and then come to the hair. That's going to help you better. Let's have a look. 20. See, now you get more information with 20. So it's not really that bad. But probably I'm going to end up with 10 again. But it's just a matter of making sure that we start. Okay, what did I do? I have taken away some of the hair, but I will come back. I will come back. Key cleaner is something you work on twice. The first time you set something that seems like, okay, it's a good starting point. And then you move to the second part, where after adding all the other effects, you come back to it and say, now it's time to see how much more hair can I get. Okay, right. Reduce chatter. This you always want to have it on, because what it actually does is it takes care of the jaggy edges. There's like, that chatter that happens when you start playing the animation. That is not good. Alpha contrast is when you want to add more sharpness to your edges, and strength is by how much do you want to apply this effect. That's all. And we're applying it 100%. We're going to keep it like this for now as a starting point, because key cleaner is one of those dangerous parameters. If you leave them at default, they're going to ruin your work. And then come back to something else now, which is a refine hard mat. It wasn't in the combination, was it? No, but we need it. Okay, refine hard mat. We have a hard mat here. Let me just apply this, and then you think, whoa, we've got too many parameters here. Yes, and the good news is we don't need any one of them. Actually, you should turn everything to 0. Everything to 0. Use motion blur, disable. The only one you're going to keep is decontaminate edges, edge colors, and keep that to 100% or something you choose. Okay, so now let's disable and re-enable. Disable, enable. See? Now, yes, I have some, it helps and doesn't help at the same time, but I'm kind of, see the nose here? It creates a problem. But, hold on a moment, that's going to be sorted in a while, okay? So that's number 1. All right, you have 3 app updates. Okay, that's fine. Refine hard mat. And then the next one is going to be to add the spill suppressor. You see that we are like logging things we still need to work on. I know I need to get more hair detail. So I know I'm coming back to key cleaner. I know that when I added refine hard mat, it has solved some problems, but created some new. It's fine. I'm logging this. I'm coming back to this. And then we have what we have, advanced spill suppressor. We add this advanced spill suppressor here, and it takes away the additional green, which is generally to be found somewhere in the reflective, yeah. Can you see here, this reflective area here? Without, with. Well, advanced specifier is something you need. You can choose between standard method and ultra. What's the difference? Like the real difference, as in visibly, is standard is darker, ultra is lighter. Now that depends on your background, because my background is going to be is bright. I'm going to keep it bright, okay? Because this background over here that we have seen, project, this one is quite bright. See? Okay, see how horrible it is now? It's still work in progress. Still work in progress. All right, let's go back to our fine-tuning of the edges. Okay, what do I have here? I have key cleaner. I'm going to go with 7. And I'm going to reduce this one to 50%. Okay, I'm taking just 50% of the effect. All right, this solves the problem that we see here in the nose. I am going to, let me see, do I have any? It's just pixelization. That is just pixelization, but I do have an extra edge here which came from this one. So, you know what, if I add this, I'm going to add more edges. Let's see, the hair detail. Do I get the hair detail? Yes. But this is the problem with compressed footage, H.264 footage. You get closer and you see pixelations everywhere because it doesn't have enough color information. Okay, so you don't have any green spill. You don't have, okay, do I have a matte problem here? Let me just have a look. I do have some issues with transparency around here, and this comes from, let me go back here, and this comes from our clean key cleaner. See, so this is why it's important that when you are tweaking this fellow, that you actually pay close attention to your edges, because it's about the edge. So I'm going to need some details, but I want the rest. Okay, let me see. Alpha contrast, let me increase this to have sharper edges. It's rendering here at the same time. It may not work, but it's an option we have. It's a bit too much. Maybe I'm going here, 20. Okay, all right. This is with the compressed footage as good as it can get. All right, so what have we done? We have used this. This should go back to, well, just for explanation purposes, going back to Keylight 1. So we have used this one only for garbage matte. We've used the second one to key the additional green. We have refined the matte. Sorry, we have introduced key cleaner, but then paying very close attention to the edge and probably just using just some of it. And refining the hard matte, because the edges, we don't need all of these bells and whistles. We just need to decontaminate. And sometimes you may get away with refined hard matte without advanced spin suppressor. But because we have reflective objects, we needed to have advanced spin suppressor as well. So this is what we have now. Advanced spin suppressor. Now I'm going to bring in my background, and we are going to do just one final step, which is when you have, let me just close this one and get this closer. Okay, when you have a background and a foreground, you want to get them to match somewhat in terms of brightness, in terms of, and you know that this video, we talked about this, one of the mistakes, poor lighting, but poor lighting on the character, on the actors. So I'm going to have to add some brightness to this. So I come here, now it's just a matter of compositing and matching. Brightness, you could choose any color correction effect you want, but let me see, because I know exactly what I need. I need, sorry, I need the brightness. I'll just close this stuff because don't want it to, just the brightness. Okay, I need the brightness and a bit of contrast. So brightness, I'm going to brighten the foreground. That's too much, that is too much. No, actually, it's good. It's good. Okay, this is good. 20 is fine. 20 is good because otherwise it's not believable because this background is really bright. And probably I'm going to add some contrast. Why? Because it brings, although it's a compressed footage, I may bring some details with. See, this is much better. This works much better for my colors. Okay, this is doing green screen keying. This is one of the ways of doing green screen keying using key lights in After Effects.